Hello, everyone. Welcome to Self Discovery Support. This is going to be a storytelling discovery session supported by Oracle and Tarot cards. In this session, you may recognize yourself or the person you are connecting to in the characters. I want you to think of this as an opportunity for reflection and growth. There's more information to help you on your journey in the description box. Support my work with a thumbs up and subscribe for more. Let's start with a blessing. Most High, please guide this reading for the highest good of the collective. Send all negative energy back to sender. And let me say that again. Please return all negative energy back to sender. Okay. All right. So we are going to start today. It's a collective reading, and we're using the Change Tarot and the Message of Love Oracle deck. All right, so let's see where we are. All right. Okay, tell us what is like the main theme for the collective. What's the main theme for you today in this like connection reading? Eight of Pentacles. Okay, so this is feeling like somebody wants to put some work in to a situation. Somebody could want to figure something out, is how sometimes I see this. All right. Queen of Cups. The Hanged Man. The Death card. Knight of Pentacles. Okay, which one? The Chariot. Ten of Swords. The Hermit. And the High Priestess. Okay. So let's start to see what this reading is about. I'm gonna tell you the first layer, and you can determine if this is something that relates to you, and then we'll go deeper. Okay, so what I'm seeing here, Eight of Cups. This is somebody walking away, like trying to gain the strength to walk away from a particular situation. Maybe they've done it already, or maybe this is something that is like a process, like I'm about to do something here. Now we have somebody that is trying to push forward, right? It's I'm trying to go towards somebody that in particular I feel has feelings for me, somebody that I saw as loving, caring, and you, as we're talking, you're going to figure out who you are in this. For some of you in the collective, you could be this Queen of Cups that somebody's interested in working something out with. This was a situation that it feels like it ended. It could have been a kind of brutal ending, right, between you and them. And since then, it feels like nothing much has happened. There's been a lot of waiting around. Certainly, this person hasn't really taken actions. It feels like what they've been spending a lot of their time doing is thinking about the situation, right? So they've been probably like spending alone time, isolating, but really that isolation is, I need to reflect on what's happened here because a lot has happened here. We've had this big ending, and this person could really not be sure what to do next. And that's why there's a kind of pause. Now, there's a Virgo energy here, and there's Pisces and Cancer so far. All right, so now with this ending, it feels like there hasn't been a lot said, and maybe there are things that need to be disclosed here. With this Knight of Pentacles, somebody might be saying, okay, I'm going to have to start building from the ground up here. in this situation, because if they want something new, it is going to have to be step by step. It feels like regaining trust type of thing. Now, if that sounds like you or a situation you're involved in, then this is going to be a reading that has something for you. And now we're going to look a little bit deeper. All right. So with this Eight of Pentacles, Hangman, and Knight of Pentacles, it's kind of feeling like somebody is wanting to put in the work. Like they know they have that feeling like, I really should have done something here. I really should have put time into something. Maybe this person is distracting themselves with work, but they're really not taking any action. It's almost like, I am gonna let it sit. There's something I know I need to do about this situation, but I'm gonna let it sit until I understand more. And once that happens, I'll take my time. So this person really, it felt like, was not planning to be on a rush here, but somehow I'm getting the feeling that things could be shifting. All right, let's look at this Queen of Cups, Hangman, and Death. It feels like this Queen of Cups also is not taking action, right? This Queen of Cups could be reflecting on what happened here as well, because it feels like for both of you, the Queen of Cups and whoever this reading is belonging to the other person, it feels like this ending was so major that it really changed things for both people. It feels like one person went into like full self-reflection mode. What happened here? And the other person, it totally transformed their life. It feels like, no, let us go in this way, right? There's some more that we can look at in various layers. It feels like there's something here to do with work. This person could have been focusing a lot on work, as we were talking about, but it feels like they're unable to, there's a point at which you can't hide from yourself anymore. And this ending, this transformation of the situation has really, it keeps coming up, it feels like. So no matter what you want to like ignore, avoid, it's not gonna like go forward. It's not helping the situation really. And now we look at this, the Chariot, Hangman, and the High Priestess. All major arcana here, all major situations here. It feels like somebody wanted to have the confidence to go forward, but kind of stop themselves, right? It's somebody that is feeling like it's better to be silent in this situation. So some of you could have been dealing with somebody that something ended with. Maybe somebody walked away. Maybe you walked away from this situation. And it's just been like dead silence, even though there's some kind of tension of something needs to happen here. Queen of Cups, the Hermit, and the Knight of Pentacles. It feels like even for this Queen of Cups, this other person that's involved, you have been reflecting. If this is you, you have been reflecting on what happened here. I think you've been trying to rebuild your life slowly, is a situation that's happened here. So this reading really is about the ending between two people, and it's been such a major thing that one, it's affected one person's, I feel like their self-esteem has been shattered, because almost like could we have avoided this ending? All right, I'm gonna draw now our oracle card. What does this person want to say? Commitment. I want you to be a part of my future. Okay, and then we have secrets. I haven't told you everything. All right, so we do have somebody, and I don't think it's this Queen of Cups. I think it's whoever this reading belongs to, which could be, if you are this Queen of Cups, it could be the other person, right? Your person that you're thinking of. This is somebody that they do think of you, right? They do think, and actually your connection has meant so much that it has actually sent this person into almost like a self-evaluation is what I'm seeing. I don't think this is somebody that can return to the way that they used to be. And they do think that, if you ever wondered, they do think that you are somebody that they wanted to be part of their future. But here's the thing, there's some issues here, there's some hidden things, and I think that's part of why this person has not been able to take action. There's a part of why this person isn't saying anything and is having to really reflect on maybe how to go forward. All right, now we're going to clarify. If this is feeling like your reading, then please do leave a thumbs up. Subscribe for more, of course. All right. I think what I want to draw on is, okay, this Eight of Pentacles. What's been happening here? All right, so it feels like this person here, I think they're coming out here as the Emperor. Is somebody that maybe has their own business. Maybe they have been, as we said, this person could have been escaping into work, right? Doubling down on work because work is safe. Work is something they know. Work is something that they can get rewards from, right? It's, when you're good at what you do, the Emperor is good at their work. The Emperor is a boss at their work. You get what you put in, right? So you put in the hours, you get something out. This person is not as good at understanding why things went astray in the relationship or connection with this Queen of Cups. All right, so we know that this person has been doubling down on work, has been trying to assert themselves, has even become boss at their job or career. But it's an avoidance of everything else that needs to happen here. How does this Queen of Cups feel? Nine of Swords. Okay, so this Queen of Cups could feel like they had love for this Emperor person. And the Queen of Cups herself is also like kind of worried, like thinking a lot. Thinking probably about how there was an offer. Okay, so this Queen of Cups would have made an offer to the Emperor person in our story here, and it was blocked, right? It was blocked, and because of that, this whole situation could have come to some kind of close, or at least she felt that she had to close out this cycle. Because I mean, what do you do when you offer your cup, when you offer your feelings, your love, your heart, whatever it is, to someone, and it comes up with like no, right? So, and the thing is that I think this Queen of Cups probably feels more like, okay, this person isn't interested. It feels like, what does she think he feels? I think she knows that this Emperor is somebody that struggles with emotional matters. I think she knows that this Emperor is somebody that is very burdened in life, has a lot on their plate. Yeah, definitely this is somebody that struggles to understand what to do with a pure kind of love offer. And so I think she's made some kind of allowance for that, but I think she still feels that he is removed, distant, perhaps cold. And the King of Swords and the Queen of Cups is a combo that I don't always love, because it feels like the Queen of Cups has something to give. She's always giving affection, right? But the King of Swords is not. And so it can feel very imbalanced. And I think that's what we're seeing here. Okay. I want to see more about why this ended. So why is the ending here? We were just talking about this, right? The imbalance that happened here between these two. Something very unfair happened here. It feels like defenses were drawn. Somebody became defensive, and I feel that could be our Emperor here. Somebody felt like this, or made somebody feel like the relationship was a burden, or the connection was a burden to them. Feels like whatever you're offering me, it cannot go forward. So it really was like met with like a cold brick wall is what I am seeing here. Tell me some of the injustices. Okay, Page of Swords. It's almost like this Queen of Cups had to find out. Almost had to like. It almost feels like, yeah, it feels the injustices were evident over time through some kind of deep looking. So this Queen of Cups could have discovered the injustices over time. Okay. What was found out here? If I can go deeper with that, Queen of Wands. Okay, so there's another person here. And the Queen of Wands, in this context, I think it talks about another person. This person, this emperor, could have been giving to another Queen of Cups situation and being very kind of protective over what was being known about this. Okay, so that does feel very unfair to our Queen of Cups, but we don't know if these two were in a relationship. It's just that she made an offer, right? She made an offer and it was kind of refused in a way. And so it could be a regular type of refusal, like we're not in a relationship. There's a refusal. What I want to know is, how does this emperor feel about the Queen of Cups? Three of Cups. Okay, this emperor enjoys connecting to the Queen of Cups. It's like good times, fun times. Could have been part of his social group. And I'm seeing her and his, but you know, gender is fluid in tarot. I'm sure y'all tired of hearing that. What else? Okay, when this emperor would connect to her, it felt very like, almost like it brightened up his day. He felt totally like on top of the world. Okay, but it feels like it was a Three of Cups situation, which is like we are in a friend group, a social group together, but I'm really excited about you. So, and King of Cups, right? This emperor could have developed feelings, but I don't think they shared it because we saw the walls that were put up with her. Now let's talk about this Queen of Wands, right? Who is this that this person, this emperor was giving to? King of Wands with the Nine of Wands. This could have been a person that this emperor felt was his soulmate, his partner, but it felt like a relationship that required a lot of him. It felt like these two, this Queen of Wands and this is the Emperor's energy, King of Wands, could have been going like around and round in a cycle. So it's a relationship, right? There's feelings here, but this could have required a lot from him. And so I can see why, if this guy comes across as this guy or girl, if you know, if the emperor is a woman, then that's fine, but whoever it is comes across as a Queen of Cups type of energy, and this person is giving care, giving love, giving affection, it can feel great. Yeah, okay, tell me something more about this. Okay, so this could have been, this Queen of Wands could have been somebody that this emperor wanted to try to make a connection that was committed work, and so had to leave behind everything else. This person needed to leave behind any kind of other situations, right, and try to push forward in this situation with the Queen of Wands. So it kind of feels like it was a commitment that this Queen of Cups came into. So this could have been a kind of third party situation. Why did this happen? Okay, Eight of Swords, the Lovers, and Judgment. I kind of feel what we have here is a situation where the connection is kind of taboo. So if you are in this reading and you are relating to that Queen of Cups who finds herself being in some kind of third party to this Emperor and this Queen of Wands, who have some kind of relationship, which it could be struggling, but it does indicate that there's something there. They could feel like this is about like restrictive love, which it feels like somebody was meant to make a decision about. Somebody was meant to make a decision. I think it's our Emperor here. All three were meant to make a decision, but it's like, what do we do when we're faced with a love connection that we somehow need to make a choice on, but there are definitely restrictions in the way. Judgment is here. This is really talking about, it's about seeing that there is a possibility for a new beginning, seeing that you actually do need to make a strong decision to go in a particular direction. It's not something you drift into or tangle people up in. It has to be like full disclosure that, this is something that right now is not possible, but I do want to choose and go in that direction. I don't know, it's feeling like that didn't happen in this situation. It felt like, yeah, it felt like somebody did not make that decision. They just kind of waited around, waited to see what would happen. And that kind of created, out of our Queen of Cups, a Queen of Swords. It feels like somebody here got really upset about their partner juggling. Could be this Queen of Cups, could be this Queen of Wands. And all, that's fair. There's all right to do that, because it feels like our Emperor didn't really kind of started something, maybe had a suggestion of like, we can have a relationship, or started to build some kind of emotional connection without fully disclosing what else was happening in their life, which is actually a real thing that's happening. And then it feels like created some kind of third party situation. But we saw that our Emperor is kind of hiding away from this situation, and I can see why it can be hard to own up to what be accountable is the word. Accountable for the actions that we make, we cause. But that is like part of maturity here. Yeah, so somebody was really upset, and this too could have had some kind of task, like, why are you juggling me and somebody else? Why do you have options? This is not like something that's making me happy. Feels like one of these people, and maybe it's the Queen of Wands that said that to this guy or this person. Yeah, okay, I want to know what the Emperor, this Emperor figure, thinks about what's happened here. Page of Cups, Five of Swords. I saw the Three of Swords, so there is like some acknowledgement that this action could have broken hearts here. This is something about I acted on my feelings, or how to say, I let my growing feelings, like my growing emotions for somebody, change a whole dynamic. It felt manipulative. I think they're owning up to that. And I kind of, ooh, this person is owning up to something. What is this Five of Swords? Okay. This person is saying that I know I introduced conflict into a situation, and I introduced some kind of hierarchy by having to juggle these two, like having to give to one situation and not to another. And there is a little bit of, which I don't love about this, is a little bit of maybe I wanted to make you feel less than. Okay, it's like I don't love that. I wanted to feel happy In my life, I wanted to experience like connecting to you, but on the low, right? In private, in secret. And that made me feel happy. I needed that. So it's like I was looking out for me type of energy. And yeah, I don't love that. It is a kind of selfish move. Four of Swords. Yeah, this is somebody that is just like, it's just like an immature energy. I just want to act on what I feel is important, but it feels like this person is owning up to that they were hot and cold. Like they did come in and out. Um, what do they want now? What does this Emperor want now to do? They want to take action on somebody that is the Empress. Now, whether this Empress is the Queen of Cups that we saw before, could be, because I kind of feel, remember in the beginning, we're talking about how things have changed for both this Emperor and Queen of Cups, right? They're not the same anymore. This Emperor is more reflective on his actions, and this Queen of Cups might be a little bit more assertive in her life. She could be the Empress now. Who's this Empress? Okay, the Empress is the person he has regrets about. And that could be her, Queen of Cups, wanting to maybe make some kind of offer. What is this offer about? It could be something that changes the whole dynamic of this situation. It's something that would make it's kind of meant to make him feel better. It feels like, yeah, I don't know that our emperor is at the point yet where he's fully recognized and owned what it is to really and truly consider his person's feelings. Yeah, what is needed? All right. I'm gonna just gather up some cards here, or maybe shift to another deck to get our advice, because we're kind of running out of cards with this one. Let's get some advice. I think this is one of those readings that needs advice for all that are involved in this situation. Okay, if we are our emperor, what is the advice here? King of Pentacles, Seven of Pentacles. All right, what you're being asked to do, Emperor, if you related to that person, is you have to stand by your commitments. So whatever it is you want, invest in it, choose it, and spend the time nurturing that commitment, right? So it feels like there's a chance here to choose what you want. And if you feel that it is either choosing this old situation or this new situation, or A or B, whatever it is, choose it and commit to it. Stand up for it. Be the stand-up partner for it, right? You can't flip-flop on people. Like, that is the thing that creates hurt, and serious hurt at that. All right, if you are this Queen of Cups person, you found yourself in a third party somehow by accident because you had a connection with somebody and they didn't disclose that they had somebody else fully. The Lovers and the Five of Cups. All right. It's feeling like you can acknowledge that, yes, this person was a person that was probably a soul partner, something bigger even. But you have to also acknowledge that there are things that went wrong in this situation. And maybe this is a time for mourning. It's a time to see the ways that you were mishandled as well. And the strength part is maybe acknowledging that this isn't how I want to be treated type of energy, is how I would think you are being asked to think about it. Also, it's with this card, it's like there are other options for you, right? There are other options out there for you. And I'm not saying it's never this person, but it's not them as they are now. This may take this person a very long time to get to the point where they can actually treat you in a proper way. Yeah, so it is asking you, like, mourn this and see the opportunity in the new out there. If you are this Queen of Wands, that you were in a connection with this person and you're trying to work something out, and this person started juggling or in with another person, or getting into some kind of emotional affair with somebody else. Okay, what is your advice? Okay, Page of Wands, Six of Pentacles. All right, this is an energy of like exploring who you give your energy to. Okay, so it's almost like what I saw in the reading is, if you're this Queen of Wands, it's like tirelessly trying to work this out with this person, right? Because they have this kind of like roving eye, can't decide between two type of thing. Yeah, it's like feel energized and elevate yourself, right? It's like you are empowered, you're fully empowered. And acknowledge that while this person was giving you love, care, whatever it is, they were also doing something a little bit shady, right? So it's like knowing that you can explore who gets your attention, who gets your affection, who gets your time, resources, all of that, right? Okay, so we have covered our advice. Now we can get our zodiac charms. If you feel like you saw something of your story in this, please do give a thumbs up and subscribe. I'd love to see you here on another reading. Who's here in this reading? Okay. Now, this is going to be Sun, Moon, Rising, North Node. That's my intention for these. All right. Libra, Pisces, Aries, Cancer, Capricorn, Gemini, Sagittarius, Scorpio. So that could be you or your person in Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North Node. All right. And if you don't find your sign there, don't worry. It could just be the archetypal energy of the reading. All right. So thank you for joining me here. This was your reading, and take care until the next time.